What's up, everybody? Got two people. Let me know who you are. Let me know who you are. Just type that in there. Press that like button. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to fix a CD. I know on camera it kind of looks like I might be doing something a little shady here. That's not really the case. But if you want to use your imagination, then go ahead. Anybody want to tell me who you are? It's very upsetting to me. The CD's not working. Maybe if one of y'all would chat something and say, CD work, you can send some energy my way and make this thing work. I just like to have a little background music before I start just ranting and raving about bullshit. So check in with me, guys. Who are you? Do I know you? Are you one of my subbies? If you're a sub, hit thumbs up. Oh, listen to my CD player. Boy, things falling apart right now. At least I can make things a little bit brighter in here. There you go. Oh, I lost one. All right, weirdos, come on. Who are you? Let's talk. 2 now. 1 thumbs up. I appreciate that. You let me know if you've seen any of my videos, then I can check in with you. And we can chat about certain things. Otherwise, I don't know who you are, so I can just randomly say some things and make myself look crazy like I do every day. You don't know me, I do audit videos, and we've had a kind of an interesting week. And I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I know it's a Sunday night. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed your weekend. 2 thumbs up, hopefully. If you're heading back to work tomorrow, then I'll try to send you some positive energy so you can get through that work week. No one. Okay. All right, I'll fix this then. What happened? Hello. Who dis? New number, who dis? Type in the chat who you are. Make sure I have the chat on. I think I do. Maybe I should check. Let me check real quick. I'll be right back with you. To make sure chat's going. I got shit falling all over the place. You're going to see me step over a wire here, whoever's watching me. Hang on, give me 1 second. Is chat on? Let me see. All messages are visible. Okay. Now we're back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had on monetization, and for some reason it wouldn't. It doesn't show all the chat. It only shows. Top chat, and that chat that just disappeared off my screen. So go ahead and type something else in, and I'll know who you are. I think it said you were from Illinois or somewhere. Type it back so I can see it. So I couldn't see it the first time. Damn it, man. Check. I'm fuzzy today. I'm fuzzy every day. I wish someone would talk to me. Somebody chat with me. Tell me who you are while I'll try to fix this CD. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I could tell you some jokes until somebody comments. You probably won't like my jokes though. I can just randomly ask my book of answers questions to see what's going to happen over the next week, if you believe in that sort of stuff. Something going on with the chat. I can't even figure this shit out. It's funny because I can figure out the vertical when I turn the camera sideways or straight up and down. I usually don't have any problems with the chat, but or my live streams. But when I go sideways like this, horizontal, it only goes to my subs. So there's a real good chance that people who've actually seen me, I guess you guys have seen me, and that's why you're on here. So there's 3 of you now. First person to leave a thumbs up or a chat message, I'll do a dance for you. How about that? Tulip City Audits, what's up now? I had T Hardy earlier. Tulip City Audits, what's up, buddy? Or lady, whichever you are. Tulip City. I think I've talked to you before, right? You're where you're from? God, let me remember. Hang on, you're gonna put me on the spot. Um, was it Minnesota? Maybe. I don't know if I'm wrong. Let me know. Yes. Cool. So see, I'm not losing it in my old age. Losing it completely anyway. Tulip City. Did you see anything? I didn't put out a lot this week, man, because it was a really hot week, and I put out a little 1 minute short of a Karen. And I also put out a live video because I got kicked out of Goodwill Friday. Didn't have anything to do with auditing, but it turned out that I turned the camera on, and we had a little audit there. Had a little interesting interaction. Tulip City, did you happen to see that? Did you see that, Tulip City? Because I'll tell you the resolution if you did see it. If you didn't see it, then we can talk about anything else. Okay, so the whole situation, I don't know if you heard the story from the start of the live stream. I think I told it twice, but it's kind of a long story because you had to kind of explain things. But I do resell it on the side. Yeah, my car. So my car was in the parking lot, and obviously, I came out and I got a migraine headache, and I kind of sat there for a minute and tried to audit a little bit, but then realized, oh shit, now I can't get to my car. So I went live with you guys because I really want to know what y'all thought legally they were going to try to do. Were they going to try to hem me up? Try to ID me. That was my main thing. I didn't have an issue. A lot of people said I think people were commenting, you're making this an issue. Well, yes and no. I mean, I kind of did make it an issue, but the point was, I just didn't want them to run my plates and ID me. Because once I got kicked out and I went live and I started filming them, I think they kind of figured out what I was. And once they figured out what I was, that's all they needed to know. So, anyway, long story short, resolution of it was that I wound up walking way down the street. I told them I was going to stay there for 8 or 10 hours or whatever. And a couple of y'all were like, I'll stay here right with you, man. And I would have, believe me, I would have, but it was hot as hell that day. It was hot as hell. So I walked all the way down the street, and there's a movie theater there. So called up my wife, and she told me, she said, yeah, just go see a movie. I was like, that's a great idea. So I walked across the street and got a Whopper, put it in my pocket. Yes, I snuck food into a movie theater. Okay, sue me. I'm a cheap bastard. Went into the movie theater, watched Twisters, the second part of the sequel to the original, and was in there a couple hours, cooled off, headache got better, went back and nobody was there, so I win. They didn't get me ID'd. Now if I go back, when I go back to Goodwill, I'm a little concerned with that because they all know me pretty tightly up there, and I'm afraid they're going to try to ban me from the place, even though the situation definitely didn't call for it. They didn't ask for my side of the story. One was being a jackass, and I called her out on it, and she wanted to argue, and I didn't feel like arguing, so I did this to her. And this we got to talk about this, okay? Because I've been using this a lot, and I'm not normally this kind of person. But this past week, I've had a lot of things going on, and I've used it a couple of times. And I used it on a person in a place of business who was kind of just, I didn't want to talk to. She was in the wrong, and she knew it. And that was kind of, whenever I do this to somebody, usually I think that's me saying, this is what I feel about it, and that's it. Cut. At least in my mind. But however, I got to remember that this tends to trigger a lot of people. So I guess it triggered her to call the corporate. Maybe she knew somebody that worked there. That's what I'm assuming happened. And I'm just sitting over on the other side of the store, and I see two cops, and I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Went over and they said, hey, they want you out of here. They said they banned me for 24 hours. We'll see when I go back. Really don't want to be banned from there because I do reselling. And, it's kind of my second source of income. This one's not really a source yet. It's getting there. I've made a little bit. Getting a little gas money. How about you, Tulip City? Are you monetized yet by any chance? Wait, I think I went and I'm trying to remember if I looked you up. I think I did. I think I subbed to you. No, you're not. Did I sub to you, Tulip City? Did you see me on there? I mean, if you've got hundreds of subs, I can't really expect you to go in there and find me. But if you don't have a ton of subs, you could probably see if I subbed on there. Yeah, you see when people subscribe to your channel. I think I did. You're the one that's in a really, really small town, right? Yeah, I think that's what you remember. I'll have to look. I think I did. And if I didn't, I'll go back and double check and I'll make sure I give you that sub. Because I know what it's like to build your channel and get up to that 1,000. It's what you got to have to be monetized. And Holland, Michigan, cool. And I mean, if you have any questions on the monetization, Tulip City, since it just looks like it's me and you and one other person in here, I can tell you the process if you have any questions on what happens when you do hit 1,000 subs. I know when you hit 50, you can do live streams. Something happens when you hit 500. I'm not sure. I don't think it's anything huge. Maybe you can put badges or whatever up. But when you hit 1,000, you can monetize your content. So if you have any kind of questions about the process, how it works, because I had no idea. It's pretty simple though. Once I figured it out. First thing, you got to download the YouTube Studio app, which I'm sure you have, and that gives you all kinds of analytics on who watches and how many new subs you have, how many views you have, how many hours. That's an important part. Okay, Tulip City, if you do plan on becoming monetized, you need to remember that it's not just getting to 1,000 subs, it's how your watch time is. So how many people click on your video and watch for more than 3 minutes. Believe it or not, the average time is about 2 to 3 minutes. 4 in some cases. I think mine's about 4. But I was fortunate enough where people wanted to see my old ass for some reason, and my watch time's been pretty good. Probably from people like you, which I greatly appreciate. But once you hit a certain amount of hours, right when I hit 1,000 subs, I had the watch time. Everybody worries about, oh, what about the watch time? Do I have that? Do I have that? I would suggest figuring out a way on your own to make a video that you think is going to be not too long where people are just going to click on and click off unless you want to put the good stuff right up front. Or have some kind of story, it's something. A problem at the beginning and a resolution somewhere towards the end. And a lot of times people will stick around and watch your videos for that. At least that's what I've gotten so far. How about you guys? Had any interesting encounters this week? Anybody out filming? I do have. I was looking at a video today that I did. I got content this week. I just didn't get a lot of great content that you would consider newsworthy, or a lot of Karens and things like that. I was kind of in a different type of mood this week for the most part. But I did talk to one guy, and I fought really hard with whether or not I want to put his video up or not. It would probably be about a 15 or 20 minute video. Talked to this old guy. He came up to me. Didn't do any of the smart ass stuff to him or anything. He asked me, and I got a good vibe from him, so I started talking to him. But we got into politics a little bit, and it's interesting because we were kind of on polar opposites of the political spectrum, you would think, but we really weren't. As we talked, we came in and got like this, we got a lot closer, and communication, it turns this into a really, really, really interesting story with this guy. He told me some cool stuff. And so I don't know whether to put that up or not. It's not going to be great viewing or anything unless somebody just wants to see that the auditing itself, people are like, oh, you're a menace. You don't do that. Even the protecting of the rights is number one. Educating people is number one. However, there's also an element to it that people aren't really getting, okay? Because when you have a really good interaction with someone, like somebody comes up to you mad as hell, and then maybe you say something funny or do something funny, and then you can kind of see it. You can kind of see them backing off a little bit. You know what I mean? They're kind of, and then they're open and you talk. And when you talk, you start to figure out that, the more interactions you have with people, the more you realize that turn the fucking news off, because the news, it shows this side, it shows that side, it shows the craziness of this side and that side, left, right, whatever. But less than 2%, probably 5% of the population is either of those things. Most of them are here. And if I talked about this last week or whenever, I might have. I think it's hugely important right now. So, the people my trolls that come on there and talk about how, oh, why don't you get a job? You're doing these terrible things and you're getting in people's faces and everything. I try to explain to them, look, at first it's about educating them. Second, it's about talking. Because when you do talk, more people, it creates a better country. Our country's so shut off from each other right now. And at the end of our conversation, I shook this guy's hand and I walked away from there and I felt great. I knew that, okay, well, this isn't going to be a video unless I can find some things in here and chop it up and make it presentable where somebody would actually want to sit through it. I think it's awesome. And I really went back and forth whether I should put it up, and I'm probably going to wind up putting it up just because I think people need to see that side too. They need to see the good. They need to see the good. They need to see that we're not just out there trying to bust people's chops and be assholes to everybody. They approach us. That's what I tell people. Today I was on the comments a lot talking to a guy, several people about, oh, you had your camera in their face. I'm like, when did I ever have my camera in their face? They came up to me. People don't want to understand that. If you come up to me, I'm going to give you what you give me. If you come up with I'm going to say something funny or stupid or smart ass, and we'll go from there. We'll follow it from there. Do I want to fight with anybody? Hell no, I don't want to fight with anybody. No. But I do like funny ass reactions. When people act stupid, why would they do that in front of a camera? They don't know who I am. I could have 50,000 subs. They don't know. Which, by the way, that little 1-minute clip that I put up with the action, shooting for the Karens, that video did very well. I haven't done a short for a while, and I thought, well, let me just throw this short up just to throw it up. But it actually did really, really well. And I use the comments to try to, I don't want, they say don't engage with trolls, but that guy I thought was a troll and turned out he wasn't a troll. If you get a chance, go read the comments. There's one guy, man, and he threatens me. I mean, it's like, if I ever saw you like that, I'd take a trip to jail. And you wouldn't be good off for it. I was like, oh, I said, oh, you're a great human being. And I guess he took that to heart, and he responded back with, I'm not really like that. But here's why I think that what you're doing is wrong. And we had a back and forth. And if you see at the end of it, we're, practically shaking hands. So that's why I sometimes do engage with trolls, because you never know if they're a troll that does it professionally, just goes back and forth to all the auditors' channel and talks shit, or if it's somebody who genuinely doesn't know. and wants to talk about it. Um, because it can paint me out to be a terrible person a lot of times, and it can paint the other guys, all of them out there, to be terrible people to a segment of the population. But just remember Tulip City. I'm trying to remember about how many videos you had. Are you still there, buddy? If you're there, tell me if you had how many videos, because I'm trying to remember. I'll wait to see what questions they ask. Yeah, yeah, and it's different every day with me. 47. All right, there you go, man. You're getting there. You're getting there. There's Jeff. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Sorry that the content's been light this week, man. It's gonna pick up. I'm going out tomorrow. I haven't decided where I'm going yet, but I'll get some good content tomorrow. I appreciate you hanging out and coming in, though. But yeah, me too, Tulip. It's different. Some days I just won't say anything, and some days I wait to see what they're going to say and how they're going to say it. So I don't think there's any one way. You've been busy yourself. Oh, Jeff, are you getting into it, man? Jeff, I didn't think you had a channel. You just been busy, or you've been busy doing what we're doing right now? I think I've looked you up, Jeff. Do you have no working? LOL. Okay. Well, that's good, man. Just don't work yourself out, buddy. Don't do that. Always have some time for yourself, man. We talked about that before. That's, you got to balance it. But I'm glad to hear you're working, because there's a lot of people not working, and a lot of people struggling with income and things like that. So cool. Jeff, you probably liked my video I did last week where I was outside the Goodwill, and that off-duty tyrant came up messing with me. I was not in the mood. He just, something about that guy. I looked at him and I gave him the shh. I did that a couple of times, and he didn't react, and then I just did this, like that. And you didn't see this on camera, but I was like, and I heard him say something. I couldn't get it in my audio, but I heard him say something like, "Oh, really?" Like it was a challenge to him. That dude. I appreciate it. And he he kept coming back around, and I was not going to leave that rant in there, but that, just something about it just pissed me the hell off, dude. It pissed me off. I'd watched that video the night before of a woman getting shot, and I was just like, man, if you really think about it, he knows. That guy knew. If he was an off-duty cop, he knows damn well he don't need to be messing with me. He should know that. But he just kept on and on and on, came around a couple of times, and I was shocked because he was Shelby County Sheriff, and usually the sheriff, in general, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if they just have more training, more education or whatever, but they seem to be a little more, at least in my experience, they seem to be a little more educated on the subject. And what I left out of that video actually was that I walked around that neighborhood. There were like some businesses that used to be residential areas through there, and I walked around. It was like a maze, and because my car, I didn't park well that day. I parked right behind the place, and it wasn't a good spot. And so I walked around, and because I saw a marked unit come around, and he went around a few times. He never passed me directly, but I saw him, so I knew what they were doing. So I had to walk around for a while, 30, 45 minutes before I went back to the car, and got out of there without anybody messing with me a little more. So, yeah, to the average person, it just looks like an old man just ranting and raving about everything and what's wrong with the world. But I mean, we need that every now and then. We need to know what other people are feeling and thinking, and if I'm on your pulse and you're on my pulse, if we're feeling the same thing. And it was interesting. I talked about Goodwill, and then I went in there, and that shit happened inside of Goodwill with my live stream. I mean, I'm telling you, every time that I get a doubt in my head that maybe, just maybe, I don't want to do this for a long time. Maybe I want to have a clean reputation or whatever. Every time that I have any of those thoughts, some shit like that happens, or at the Goodwill, something like that happens. That's the way we do it. Leave the area for a while, yeah. And so it just reiterates the fact that hell no, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep on doing it, man, because as a Gen Xer, you understand, man. If you poke the bear, we're gonna want answers. I don't know if it's all Gen Xers, but I know a lot of us are real. We don't like being told what to do. That's just, at least from my experience, a lot of the people I grew up around are kind of like that. We have a us versus them kind of attitude, And I'd love to see the good ones, Jeff. I know with your screen name. Yeah, I wanted to ask you last time if you feel that way about every single cop. I highly doubt you do. I don't think you do. ACAB, what's that, man? I'm green as hell when it comes to things like that. With your all cap initials, or not initials but letters there. I'm a greenhorn, man. I'm still learning. I'm learning just like you guys are. I think Jeff, you watch a whole lot of different channels, so you've talked about that before. So you're probably an expert on the subject, man. So if you're any of y'all's comments, I appreciate. But if it's something that's going to help me out in the slightest bit, let me know, man. I read every damn one of them. Let me know. And when I say that I love each and every one of you guys, I don't care if you think, oh, that's such a weird thing to say. I do, man. I do. I have love for all you guys, even the trolls, because it's what makes this country great. But yeah, this last week I've had a little bit of issue with authority figures since that guy. So tomorrow when I get out, I don't know what kind of mood I'll be in. I think I'm going to try to go the more humorous route. I might take the gator with me. I took him with me the other day. It seems like this country is being pushed towards socialism. Well, I could see how you feel that way. Are you kind of like a Jeff? Are you kind of like a libertarian, maybe? You consider yourself a libertarian? I think a lot of guys that do this consider themselves either apolitical or a libertarian. Me personally, that kind of crap, man, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it stress me. I'm going to talk to everybody, man. We're going to come to a place where even if I disagree with you completely, which I don't, I see what you're saying, definitely. But even if my views were 100% counter to yours, I'm going to listen to your views, and hopefully you would listen to mine. Not just a simple man looking to live in peace. Hell yeah, man. Amen on that, brother. Aren't we all? But people don't see me as wanting to do that because they see me as being antagonistic. But that's part of it, man. It's just part of it. They're gonna, a lot of people are gonna hate me, but if I can turn around one or two people during the day or educate one or two people, then we're on the right track. So we don't need these rights taken away from us. This is the main thing. These are our constitutional rights, so we need to fight for these damn things. And that's what makes it so difficult when you audit. Like I watch, you guys know I watch Impact Media quite a bit, and he has it perfect. He has it set up where him and his son, they have what they're going to say. We're out here practicing our First Amendment, peacefully protesting, practicing our First Amendment rights, trying to educate the public that you have no expectation of privacy when in public. He says it down to a T. The problem is that is a narrative given to the willfully blind by the mainstream media. Yeah. Are you talking about just the expectation of privacy in public, or the whole,
you can't film me without my permission, you know, things like that. But with Impact, I love what he does with that. However, I also see it. You can see that in their eyes when they ask you what you're doing, and you go straight into that. There's a small amount of people that actually hear what he says, and he gets a point across to those people that you're just being antagonistic. Yeah, yeah. Like today, I chatted with a guy, and he was like, "You put." If you had that camera up in my face, I was like, when was my camera ever up in their face? I was 20 feet away. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You choose to come over to me, you know, and that's, if you're educated, you know that how you approach me is gonna either make it onto YouTube or not make it onto YouTube. If it's something and we have a meaningful conversation, then that's gonna make it. Or if it's you being a complete jackass, you're gonna make it. Um, but back to Impact Media, the way he does that, you see in their eyes, the lights kind of shut off. You know, they don't. When you throw too much at somebody all at once, they don't want to hear the truth. That's definitely true. Um, they don't want to hear it, and they're not ready for a truth bomb like that to be thrown on them at once. You know, they get maybe one or two little pieces of it, and then they always ask, "Well, why are you wearing the disguise?" Da, da, da. That's how you know you're kind of getting through to them. But they don't see well, you're creating privacy for yourself. They don't see that. They say, well, you shouldn't be able to film me. Well, that's not true. You know, that's the whole point of the exercise. And they don't really care, to be honest. They feel violated. They feel violated. But I ask these people, hey, did you go inside to the post office, or did you go inside to that store or that store? And did you tell them, and did you bitch at them and yell at them about having that damn camera right up there pointed right at you? Did you? Oh, you didn't? Why not? You know, if you feel this way about me, why aren't you going and doing it to every little camera that you see in the area? Because you know damn well you're recorded all the time. So that's when you present it like that, a lot of times you'll see a light click on, and they're like, yeah, you're right, you know, because they always admit when you say you're being recorded however many times a day, people are like, yeah, that's right, but then they don't want to understand the rest of it, you know, and about how police will come out and not and try to find ways to violate your rights, different rights, you know, search you, ID you, stuff like that. And that's the reason with the car the other day, you know. I mean, I think you guys probably got it. To a normal person, they'd be like, well, all you got to do is ask him if you can walk over to your car and you know, they'll be fine. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But they're also going to be sitting there when I pull off. They're going to be running my plates. They're going to be getting all my information. And they don't deserve the right to do that because of what happened. You know, so you guys probably understood that reaction, but to the normal person, I look like I'm insane. There's something wrong with that guy. So I don't know, guys, but I'll keep doing it. Anybody, Jeff or Tulip City, anybody, if you guys have any suggestions on where you want me to go tomorrow and check out. I couldn't figure out how to get your email, Gen X. I'm old and feeble and the new thing. I got it right here, man. It's right here. It's right here. I was wondering about that. I was looking. You know, I think if you click on the channel, there's something else you can click on there and it'll send you to an email link, I think. I've never gotten an email from that. So no one's ever used it directly. But I'll do a little more research into it, Jeff. Hey, don't think I forgot about you, buddy. I got you right here, man. I ain't that kind of guy. I didn't hear from him, so screw it. No, I'll check into it a little more. I'll try to figure it out for you. It's not on your about page. Okay. You tried to too, Tulip. I'll check. Tulip, did you win the other one? Did you win the other one? I think Jeff won, yeah, I think Jeff won one of these. But so it's probably on my end, okay? Because I'm new to it also. Yes, you did. Okay. Well, I promise you guys that. So add Gmail to my username. Okay. Okay. Duh. That seems like common. I'll add Gmail to your username. Okay, I can do that. Um, JeffHFigs at gmail.com. Okay. Oop, I didn't say that out loud. But anyway, I'll get you something, and I'll figure out on your end, Tulip City, what I'm doing on my end that's not right. Why I can't receive messages or emails from you guys. Got to get that figured out because channel's moving up, man, and I appreciate it. Anytime you guys comment or anything like that, it helps give legs to the videos, and they continue to, you know, to grow a little bit. So that's on me. That's on my side. Again, I'm new to this, so I'll look into that. And what I'll do, man, is I'll start. I may do some live feeds every now and then, but I'm going to give you a little more warning on them. And let's just say next Sunday I'll do one Sunday evening, and if I have that information for you, Tulip City, I'll let you know. But it's here. It's not going anywhere. Um, and as always, man, I appreciate you guys because y'all rock it out. Y'all help me more than you ever know. I mean, anything you say, I take in. But yeah, tomorrow I think I'm gonna go a little more lighthearted. I feel a need to, and you know, sometimes lighthearted can get people pissed off too. Believe me, I know about that. So, but but you know, I want to see I want to see somebody come up to me pissed off, and I want to do something silly to them, and then I want to see them turn completely around. That's my goal. You know, I don't want to see them take fucking instigator off of my hand, jerk them off, and throw them into the dump somewhere. You know, 'cause that's my boy. I also have some other friends that I had in the trunk of my car that might be joining him. So be on the lookout for that. I may be doing some movie quotes and things like that. I really wanted to, back to the basics of the law, the Constitution. I've been watching a lot of Kennedy Walker's videos. Very interesting. Kennedy Walker. I need to write that down. I'll write that down real quick. Kennedy Walker. Okay. I will check him out on the advice of Jeff. I had a good one lined up, but nobody came to me. They were going to go. They were going to come up and say, "Why are you filming?" I was going to say, "Mama told me that filming was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." I was going to do that one, but there's so many of them I want to do, and they're just, sometimes you have them loaded and ready to go, and sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes they're not there. Thank you for the pity, LOL, Jeff and Tulip. I appreciate it. Even if it was for pity, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll give you guys an update. I don't know. The other day when I was at the post office and I had that interaction with a guy that I was trying to decide whether I want to put up or not. I went to the doctor on Monday, and this is the reason I've been kind of slow this week is because I went to the doctor and about my migraines, and doctor's a little bit concerned. He's going to run some tests to make sure I haven't had TIAs, which is a mini stroke. The migraines have kind of they're not happening as frequently because I've been staying out of the heat a lot. And the tea, if one of y'all guys offered me the advice on tea, I appreciate it because that's been helping. But yeah, so I'm not going to sit out in the sun for 2 hours filming. You know, I'm going to have to do some indoor stuff, at least for the next couple of weeks. Because when they start talking about strokes, you know, or it could be MS, what happens is the entire right side of my body kind of goes numb. It'll just happen. You know, I'll get real weak on this side and my leg and my neck, and it's kind of scary. But the doctor, didn't send me immediately to get tests done. She said she thinks it has to do with my migraine. So send some positive energy my way, and I'll keep getting out there and doing these things. Just understand sometimes if it's slower than it usually is, that's probably the reason. I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. Okay, let me ask you this. Tomorrow, whoever's still here, I mean, would you like me to do urban shopping? Take care of yourself, as we need you. We need Gen X. We appreciate what you can do. I appreciate that, Jeff. Means a lot to me, man. Also, I'm gonna write your stuff down too. Yeah, let me know if you at Gmail. Let me know if you guys want me to do urban shopping tomorrow. I can do urban shopping or urban shopping, or urban hiking, as a lot of people like to call it, where I go up to you know what it is. I can do that. I can do the normal post office stuff. I could hit up Bartlett City Hall, maybe a Memphis City Hall or something like that. I could hit downtown. I could hit Midtown. Places with medical around, that's real kind of antagonistic, but they don't understand the rules of HIPAA, which drives me crazy when they don't understand the rules of HIPAA. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's on you to protect their information, not on me. Okay? If you put it out, that's your own damn fault. You're the one who's going to get in trouble for that. I know I'm explaining to guys that know all that, but it's just ridiculous how few of them know the actual rules of HIPAA. It's unbelievable. When you're a kid, you look up to these people and you think, oh, they know everything about this or everything about that. It's not crazy. You think, oh, well, they know the ins and outs of all that stuff, and they fucking don't. And it's scary that they don't know that. Because they could have all your information out there, They could just have it laying out on the counter, and anybody could, and they just don't seem to and when they have their computers turned towards the windows, oh my God. That's what kills me more than anything. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. So yeah, growing up sucks in America. So guys, have you any suggestions? I mean, anything y'all want to see? Any urban hiking, or you want me to hit up some new retail areas or anything like that? Or you want me to play it by ear? Usually I'll go out and I'll have an idea for one place, and then after I get done there, I'll kind of, okay, well, I can do this over here or this over here. Or I'll just be driving around looking for areas that are good for me and you. The best ones are when the sidewalk's right by, the window. That's always the best, most optimal situation. So yeah, but be looking out for some videos for me this week. I'm going to put out a couple, and probably 2 or 3, and hopefully it gets up to 4 or 5. That's my goal. Whatever your vibes tell you, I appreciate that. My vibes have pretty much led me. Let me ask you this, guys. I don't know, it happens all the time. When I'm sitting there filming and I'm just like, well, I haven't got anything today, nothing's going on. Police parking lots usually gets things stirred up. Man. Yeah, I need to do one of those to really cut my teeth, but yeah, I definitely need to do more city halls and police stations and things like that, and I will. But yeah, you'll be sitting there filming, try to get an interview with the sheriff. Ooh, nice. You just call them up and ask them. I mean, would it show up? I mean, Bartlett, for the most part, where I'm in my area, they've been pretty damn good. They haven't given me any kind of trouble. But that's what I was getting at. Usually, right when I say things like that, that's when it happens. You'll be filming, nothing going on. You'll be like, oh, this is dead. This is really, not much happening today. And then all of a sudden, right after you say that, here they come. Here comes Darren. Here comes Karen. Here comes the cops. Here they all come. I did one for first audit. Did you?
You're talking about the sheriff interview? I need to look up some of those, see what's going on. I watched a video of the tyrant, God, Jeff, black guy. You know what I'm talking about? Tyrant Terminator. I watched him get interviewed by attorneys, and I think it was in front of some city officials where they really violated his rights, and he was really emotional, man. And I felt for the guy. I was like, holy shit, man! These guys, they really violated his shit, and you know, if monetary's the only way that he can punch him in the gut and let him know quit doing this shit, then I hope he gets $1 million fucking personally. I think he said he was, and then also Impact. They have Impact has a lawsuit where they took it from 200,000 to 400,000. I think it was Impact. Shit, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, you all know that that's not, I'm not going out there to go, oh, I want to sue the shit out of this person. I want to sue the shit out of this police, this city hall. I want to sue the shit out of everybody. That's not it at all, man. I mean, but you best damn believe if I get hemmed up like that and violated like that, there's going to be something done on my end too. And I guess they have to have that threat above them. That's the only way they really know how suing the taxpayers is not changing anything. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Somebody told me, they were telling me about that I could sue Take 5 for that crap that went down with Take 5. And I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, I mean, what do you think? I was like, I mean, something about the Bain Act violation or something. But then somebody else came back and said, oh, that's only in California or whatever. So, I mean, it's not, again, that's a corporation. And best believe a corporation does something like that over the top, like hurts me or damages me in some way. And it had to be pretty bad too. I'm not just gonna, I'm not an ambulance chaser or anything like that. So I feel you, Jeff. That was a very good point there. I hadn't thought about that actually, but that's a good point. So, yeah. So that's not going to be me. I'd rather they face the consequences another way. Yep. You lose their qualified immunity, or lose their job a lot of times. That's kind of scary too. If you happen to be involved in mediation or something, you happen to be involved in something and someone winds up losing their job. It weighs on you, but at the end of the day, it comes back to you, and how you act when you're in public. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So it is what it is, and we're going to be okay, guys. I appreciate y'all. Look for me on Sunday, but also look for 2 or 3 videos this week. Hopefully more, but if not, be patient. I'm gonna be bringing the stuff. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate how the channel's blown up, and you guys are always there kind of defending me. I see your comments, and I appreciate it. Love you guys. Continue to talk to each other, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, okay? Stay positive. All right, guys. Till next time.